This clip is brought to you by Piedmontese Beef, the best beef on the planet. Use code POWER for 25% off your entire order. Enjoy the clip and enjoy your meat.
Yeah, I think fasting is amazing. It can certainly make your diet just so much easier.
Right.
Just simply take a portion of the day and,
saves a ton of money.
Don't eat. I know there's some people that have different practices where they'll just say, okay, well, in the morning, I'm only going to allow for X amount of calories. And so they still have something. And then they eat later on. Or sometimes Nsima and I will do kind of more like liquid calories through like a protein shake and a coffee. And then we'll save our food for later. But just the gist of it is just people eat way too much.
Yeah, and I mean, if you think about like the evolution and like what we were built for, we weren't built to have refrigerators, right? With supermarkets full of food, right? We were built to kind of go through these feast and famine. And when you kind of think about it from that perspective, it starts to make sense that, okay, well, the metabolic response is so taxing on the body. When it's not doing the metabolic response, it gives the body so much more time to clean out, all the waste products and the byproducts that kind of build up from just, the day to day.
It's just fun because I think the episode that might be right before this was with our buddy Jay Feldman, and Jay Feldman had a lot of good things to say. He's not a fan of fasting. He would rather have individuals.
I think I saw a part of that. Yeah, that's
it's not out yet.
No, but he's been on with Brad Kearns a bunch.
Brad Kearns a bunch. Yeah, and by the way, there's a lot of good stuff there that people should take away because when Mark and I started fasting years ago, we overfasted. There were times where since we were fasting too much, we'd come in and we do a lot of physical activity, like a lot.
Be beat up, tired from it.
Yeah. So if you're doing a lot of physical activity and you're eating once a day and potentially you're not getting in all the calories you need to be able to perform the same shit the next day, you probably need to eat a little bit more the next day or have a few more meals. Right. So there you can overdo it with the fasting.
Absolutely.
But I also disagree with Jay in the sense that I don't think you need to be constantly also eating. There is a happy middle ground, even if you're a performance athlete. Some days you don't need to fast as much. Some days you could eat 3 square meals. It's like but I think fasting gives you the superpower of, like you said, I think, or it was one of you, of not feeling like being hungry is a problem. You said that, like I used to just be angry when I would get hungry.
People are really tethered to their food. They're tethered to the hunger and also their whole day is set up. I mean, you remember, when either one of you guys had a regular job and you were working all the time, it was always the question when you walked in was like, where are we going to lunch? And somebody would bring in coffee and donuts and whatever. And as soon as you ate some of the donuts, that would be the conversation. Then you had to kind of worry about where you're going to get your food, where you're going to park, how long it's going to take. Because if you work for somebody else, you're only trying to take like an hour or so. And so there's just like all this shit that's involved that you could easily just skip if you simply just have a certain part of your day where you don't eat.
One of the things that I really learned, is that people think that they eat because they're hungry. And one of the number one reasons people eat is because of their feelings. And that is my feelings, and I think that that's a really kind of it's an important thing to note because I think a lot of people don't even realize it. They eat when they're bored, they eat when they're sad, they eat when they're happy.
That bastard pointed it out.
And so I think that, for me, recognizing that, and it kind of even gets back to the stoicism thing too a little bit. Like, a little bit of discomfort is not a bad thing.
It's not.
You know what I mean? And so I think,
I think eating has become an experience too, right? Like it's the experience of being around people, doing things with people. I know that's like being somebody who's worked from home. I've worked from home now for 17 years.
Whoa, good for you.
I have not worked in an office that long. So what most people got introduced to with the pandemic was just normal for me. Like this was easy, right? So the idea of going out to eat at night, for me, it's my chance to get out. And so we tend, in my family, I'll take my family out maybe too much because it's my one chance to get out. So we'll go out to eat because it's my only time I eat.
Yeah.
Right. So it's an experience for me to go out, have some food, but then also just to get out and feel somewhat normal.
Yeah. No, I feel that. Does your wife fast? How's she feel about it?
She does.
She does?
Yeah, she does.
Cool.
Yep.
You don't hear of many so I mean there are a lot of women that fast, but there are a lot of professionals within fitness who talk about like how it's not the safest thing for women to do, or women tend to not tolerate it as well as men do. Yeah. So that's pretty cool actually.
No, I think too, like, look, when you live with your partner all the time, you tend to start to emulate, them.
Yeah.
And so I think she just naturally, since we got back together, she just naturally now starts to emulate the habits that I have, which is, all right, now she doesn't eat maybe as much as maybe she used to.
This is funny, dog. I eat like once or twice a day. You know, my girl eats like 6 times a day. That woman is a food monster, but it's funny.
Yeah, and I think Mark brings up a good point. You know, it's like, you know, if you're, it's complicated to make 6 healthy meals a day, right? It's much easier to have 1 or 2. Do you know what I'm saying? That are healthy, because if you're eating 6, you're like, oh, I'm on the go, but I need a snack, so I'll just eat this granola bar with chocolate chips in it, and you know what I mean, or whatever, because you know you can trick yourself into thinking that that's healthy, even though it's maybe full of sugar. And so I think that also is one of the reasons that it just kind of simplifies the whole process.
It does. Hey guys, if you like this clip, go ahead and comment down below and let us know what you liked about it. All right, share this with a friend. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and also we are on Reddit and Discord. All that's down below. All our sponsors and everyone that supports us down below there too, so you can get whatever you like from us. All right? Peace.